Hello everybody, welcome to USA Homeless Crisis. This is David and I'm helping the homeless people today. And I have two homeless people that I would like to talk to, and we're gonna provide support for them and give them some money and give them something to eat, because that is one of the things we do at USA Homeless Crisis. We know people that's homeless, they need different things, including money, food, shelter. So whenever I talk to any homeless person, I'm gonna provide them some money, I'm gonna give them something to eat, and I'm gonna always ask them, is there anything else that I can do for them, like providing a phone for them to make a call to their loved ones, or to anything else they may need, because it is about the homeless people and helping them. And we got to always remember, treat others the way we would have others to treat us, and you can never go wrong that way, because it is better to give than to receive. You know, I want to say a little bit about who I am. My name is David Parker, and I worked for General Motors for 32 years and I retired. I'm married, I have 3 wonderful children, and I have 7 grandchildren, and I love them so much. And I have family members that's homeless also. So this is very personal to me. And when you see me out here talking to homeless people, it is because I truly care, and I'm not doing this for any personal gain or to try to get any type of recognition, because this is all for people that's in need, that is homeless. And I want to help, and I want everybody to do the same. And whether you just support subscribing to the channel and watching it, or doing something on your own when you see someone homeless, that is all I ask. And it does my heart good that I have so many listeners that support the channel, that have been doing things to help the homeless people. And let's continue to fight, and thank you very much, everyone. And today I would like to talk to 2 people over here. And as a matter of fact, I have my son with me, Julian. Julian, get them the chicken out of the car that we bought for homeless people. This is my son, Julian, and he always comes with me to help the homeless people. And when you see me talking sometime, he'll be holding the camera if I'm not holding the camera myself. And today, we want to give them some hot chicken that is good and fresh. And you can do it with however y'all like, because it's enough for everybody. Hey, and if y'all don't want to eat right now, eat it later. You know, Jude, they may not be hungry right now. And that's one of the things we always say, that we want you to not be afraid to give money, because they may not be hungry right now. And if they not, you know, just whenever y'all want to eat. How you doing, ma'am?
I'm doing pretty good. It's cold.
Yes, ma'am. And I remember talking to you some time ago. And I want to ask you, how's everything been going? Put it up there for where we can take it to them whenever they want to eat it. How's everything been going? I remember the last time we talked to you, you were telling me about they were turning off the water spigots.
Yeah,
I remember that.
They padlocked the water that we were able to get for free. They did take the padlocks off of it just in time for the summertime, so it's nice.
Okay, so what you gonna do in the winter time now? Because of, as a matter of fact, did anybody want some water? We got a case of water for everybody also. Yeah,
I'd like some water.
we can put it, y'all can get it whenever you want, because I brought it for y'all, and you can take it whenever you want, so y'all don't have to eat now to feel that you have to eat, you know, whenever y'all want to, because like I say, I want to do whatever I can to help y'all, and I want everybody else to do the same. And
winter's coming, and I really don't know actually what I'm gonna do, because this is the first time I've been outside for the winter. Because every time I've had a camp, the last like 3 weeks, like they end up getting torn down. So I'm having a problem trying to find somewhere to stay where I can like set up and try to stay warm.
okay, yeah, well, I wanna see whatever we can do to help you out on that, and I want all the listeners and people out there that lend and support. If you have any ideas on how to help each homeless person, please let me know, and I will do it, because we all have to chip in together to do this, you know. And We all been touched by homelessness. Have you been in touch with your family here lately? You haven't? You know, and I always ask, and you know, a lot of times you don't hear it on camera. I always ask my homeless people if they like to make a phone call to call someone, and I have my phone ready for them to make a call if whenever you need to. So you know, whenever if you see me and if you ready to make that call to your parents or to your loved ones, you let me know and I'll be available for you to do that. How you doing, young man?
Hey, how you doing?
Introduce yourself to everybody again. I remember seeing you.
Yeah, I'm Calvin,
Hi, Calvin.
and I'm homeless, and I be at the Golden Mini Mart. I fly my sign right here by the McDonald's. They stole my phone and clothes. People had got me tag stuff still on it. And so I'm really having it hard right now. There's a lot of people at the light, they be mean. They won't even look at you. They'll frown like you did them something, and I'm just trying to survive. I'm just trying to get out this rut, because I'm tired of being out here. This is like my 8th year out here. And that's too long. That's way too long. I mean, my dad passed away. My grandmother, she was 102. She's passed away. My stepdad, he passed. It's just me, my mom, my 2 sisters. It's 4 of us. It's my brother and my 2 sisters and I, and our mother. It's just, people tell me they're gonna come back in 10, 15 minutes. They never come back. You know, instead of I'm asking for food, they want to give me beer and joints and stuff like that. I said, I don't want that. I want something to eat. You know, that's crazy.
Yeah, you know that is crazy. They'd rather give you some alcohol instead of some food, and that's why I ask on this channel that don't be afraid to give homeless people some money, because where they can buy the things they want. You know, it does my heart good to see a homeless person go in the store with his own money and to shop and to buy the things he wants without being rushed. And that's why whenever you see me out here, when I see a homeless person, I'm gonna give them some money so they can go do some shopping and buy the utensils they may need. I may not know what all y'all may need, Carl, and I want everybody to understand that.
I need some more covers, some gloves. They stole my gloves. I had a skull cap with the ear warmers. They took that. I had 2 flashlights, and they stole my flashlights so I can see at night. I mean, it's just one thing after another, you know, but it's okay.
I noticed you said when you was at the light how they be mean. You know, the people won't even look at you.
Right.
You know, now America, think about this. What if that was you in this position for whatever reason, and we're not casting aspersion on anyone, but what if this was you? Would you want a person to ignore you in your time of need? It's getting cold, and people need assistance, and there's nothing wrong with helping. And that's what this channel is about, raising awareness for homeless people, not exploiting homeless people. I want people to see homeless life, how it truly is, and to be sympathetic toward people that is homeless. And I want the world to see the reality of being homeless. Thank you, Carl, and we really appreciate you talking to us.
All right, thank you.
How you doing, young man?
How's it going?
It's going okay. And I know I don't want you to be talking while you're eating, and I'm sorry about that. But
you're good, man.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, my friend. Well, actually, you know, just tell us, what would you like to say about this homeless life and how tough it is? Because, you know, we see that you're out here homeless, and it's our responsibility to try to do something about it. You know, we don't have to know exactly who you are, where you're from. We know you're homeless. And what's going on out here being homeless, my friend?
Well, specifically, one of my issues is I'm a lot younger than a lot of the homeless people out here. I made a lot of my mistakes early, and I've got to bounce back from them. Every day I go out and I try to apply to at least one job, at least one. And then whenever I go out onto a corner or something, one of my signs says something about work somewhere. And yet, people would still rather turn me down or just kind of laugh at me. Or there have even been people that sit there and they'll take video of them asking me a question about, oh, well, what are you trying to do for work? And then they'll sit there and make fun of me on it.
Yeah.
I just want a job, man. I can't seem to find one that's willing to take me without any of my documents or any of that. And the very few that I have found, they're not something that I can support myself on. It's just opportunistic or seasonal. Even with being in touch with my family and getting a little bit of help from them every now and again, which is an actually nice change since I saw you last. It's proving to be extremely difficult just to even find myself in a situation to be able to go get food, man. Nobody wants to give a 26-year-old something on the street. You see a 26-year-old out on the corner, everybody, the first thought is that person should be working. Yes, I should, and I want to. But if you were an employer, would you hire me? Just based off of where I'm at and how I look right now?
I'm glad you said that, my friend, because that is what I hear from a lot of homeless people, and that is one of the issues that I want to be brought to the forefront, that can be brought up on a national level. One of the things that keeps homeless people from getting back into society is their circumstances, how they looking without identification, and just like what you said.
Or the ability to bathe or take care of ourselves as well as we need to, or there's a lot of things to it. It's not just, where we're at, what we're wearing. It could be everything, There have been times when I've been forced to go over a month without a shower. And I guarantee you there's not anybody that's even going to let me near their car. Or when that happens, I smell terrible when that happens. Let alone into their place of work.
And that's something that's unsaid about the homeless people. And I'm glad you brought that up, my friend, because a person's appearance means a lot, and it makes you feel good when you had taken a bath and you have on some decent clothes, and then you could get in society, go look for a job, and be proud and not be ashamed. And that is something that I want everybody to understand about homeless life. This is reality, and I want everybody to see the reality of it. A homeless person right now, majority don't have identification. They don't have access to the basic needs of shelter, bathing, and things like that we take for granted.
And it's not as easy as just getting back into life either, man. Something that really made me think at one point, when my sister came and picked me up one day, I went back with her, I took a shower, I stayed the night at her house. Slept inside. That was nice. The next day, we didn't really have anything to do. We went to the grocery store. And it felt incredibly awkward just to be standing in a store in clean clothes, not having somebody staring at me for something, or not having somebody feel bad for me for something, to appear somewhat normal, or to be recognized as that homeless guy that somebody gave $5 to 2 weeks ago or something, and they're wondering why I'm standing there with my family in a store looking like a normal person, and they're second guessing everything. It's not as easy to just get back into the swing of things as people think. You can't just get right back to it. once you live like this for so long, it's almost impossible to go back to it without some major issues.
That brings us to a good point, and I'm glad that you brought that up. To be reintroduced in society is not as easy as we may think, especially if you've been out on your own so long. So I want to ask all three of y'all this, since you brought that up, because we want to try to solve the homeless crisis, and we want to do this realistically, because I believe it can be done. And what you just said brings up something very important. It's like you've been out of touch with society for so long and living a certain way. You feel awkward when you get back into normal life and living inside, dressing normally, taking showers, and that is understood. It's almost like you've been gone for a while, and now it's going to be time to adjust again. I want to ask y'all one by one. What do you think would be the best way to adjust and to get back from being homeless? What could be done? And I'm gonna ask you, young lady, since you're a lady, what do you think the government could do to help solve this problem? Because I say that because it is a big problem nationwide, and we have a country that have a lot of brilliant people working in the government, the smartest people in the world. And I'm sure if they all put their mind to it, that they could figure out how to solve this homeless problem. So since you are on the front lines and you're homeless, if you had the president's ear right now, what would you say to him on behalf of the homeless women out here and the homeless people?
We need more places where we can go to shower, and more shelters too, but we need our IDs to get into a shelter, and it's really hard to get your ID once you've lost it, or your birth certificate, or your social. There needs to be a way to get that stuff easier so we can get into somewhere. Because you can't even get into a shelter without an ID. So I'm homeless and I'm outside still. Does that make sense? And then when I did have an ID, the shelters are full anyway. So,
Okay. Well, that's why we have our brilliant people in the government and the full might of the United States Treasury to put money behind this situation to help. And one of my suggestions was to help streamline the process for the homeless people to get their identification again, and to help with the rehabilitation of the homeless people, and to give companies incentives to hire homeless people, and to give different companies incentives to give discounts for homeless people to eat. McDonald's and different places where I see a lot of homeless people. If it would to be to their advantage, some type of subsidy that they would get for helping homeless people eat, I believe that would help. But again, I believe that we need the government's intervention to help this, because it is a national epidemic, this homeless crisis. My friend, what would you have to say? And I know you said that you were the one that when you was with your family, it felt awkward. What would you say could help get you back in society where you wouldn't feel so awkward? What could be done?
The only time I ever felt remotely normal in an attempt to try and transition back into a normal life would be whenever I have some kind of work. Because for me, one of the biggest problems I have is my self-worth is quite heavily dependent upon how self-sufficient I am and how dependent upon other people I am. So when I'm forced to go out on a corner and beg for money or help or a job or anything, it beats on me. It's hard. Work, whenever I have work, whenever I have, income, it's not like that. I can actually carry myself with my shoulders back and go do whatever I need to without having to worry about what other people think of me. Because I know I'm not going out there and asking everybody around me for help for it. I don't I don't know if you'd call that pride or if you would just call that basing your self-worth on what you do. But in either case, the only thing that's really helped me feel somewhat normal in any kind of a transition, and it still didn't feel normal at all trying to go into it, was having income and some kind of a job.
That makes a lot of sense, and that's why I encourage my listeners to help out the homeless people, because giving them some type of money to shop for themselves makes them feel good. And a job is one of the things that could turn their life around. And that's why we asked it, if any good people out there that have any work or anything that they would like to have done in their yard or whatever. Homeless people have a lot of skills. You'd be surprised with people that's homeless. I've met people, professional people. Go ahead, sir.
I went to UTI. I can work on cars. I know how to fix and repair just about anything around the house other than anything that requires a contractor's license. I was a landscaping foreman. I can draw very, very well. I can tattoo. The list goes on a little bit more, but
Well,
you get the idea.
Yes, sir. And you did say some things that I know a lot of people are out there interested in. And I know a lot of people like to get tattoos, and they'd like to have a personal tattoo artist. And you pretty good at that?
Yeah. Actually.
Okay. Well, I also ask that you tell people where you may be, in case some good people may have that type of work available, and they would know where to find you personally, where they wouldn't have to contact me on my channel. Now, they could contact me and I will look for you and find you. That is what I do. But if they were to happen to be out somewhere and looking for you, where would you tell them that they could find you at?
I mean, that really just kind of varies on how the day goes every day. It's a pretty broad spectrum. Could be anywhere from
Okay.
Felix Street all the way down to Lancaster, anywhere in between.
Okay. Well, and one of the distinctive features is you're tall. How tall are you, my friend?
6'5".
6'5". So if you see this young man, he's 6'5", and he has a lot of skills. He's a very good at tattooing. Please offer him a job and to help him get back in society. Because, like you say, homeless people want to work, but a lot of times, for one reason or another, they can't do it because of red tape with identification. And again, they want to go to a job interview looking decent, haven't taken a shower, with a nice haircut, with decent clothes on.
Some of us out here don't want to work. There are some of us out here that don't.
Yes,
That's
sir.
very true. But
Some people
the
can't work.
overwhelming, and there's some that can.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
Some people can't work.
But from what I've seen, given the opportunity, there are a lot that will.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So at the very least, just to have the opportunity,
Yes, sir.
it's up to us on whether or not we take it, and you can make your judgment based on that, I guess. But if I get an opportunity for some kind of work anywhere, I'm going to take it.
And we really appreciate that, because with that type of attitude, you're going to make it out of being homeless. But it's just like what you said, you have a lot of them that don't want to work or won't work for whatever reason, and we're not going to leave them behind either, because they are part of the homeless community, and we're not going to hold that against them, and we're going to fight to get them back in society also.
Well, just bear in mind that there are some people that choose this life.
Yes, sir.
It's
Yes,
not a
sir.
matter of leaving them behind if they choose it.
Yes, sir. I'm
remember
glad
that.
you told us that. Yes, sir. Because I've talked to people that they say they're homeless because they want to be homeless, and we understand that. But may I ask both of you, if you had a chance to choose, would you rather be homeless or not be?
Oh, hell no.
I'd rather not be homeless.
Yes, ma'am. And that's what we're here for. We the voice of the voiceless, of the people who can't tell us the reasons why. They just become so accustomed to how things are. But you deserve a better life, and we're going to fight to get that for you. My friend, how are you doing, Carl?
I'm doing good.
Go ahead and tell us what's on your mind, Carl. I know you.
Yeah, if I could talk with the president, I would ask him to fix it to where the homeless people get a monthly income check separate from the disability check so they can get what they need, like get rooms and clothes, haircuts, like if they even if they had like a house like a big house, like a warehouse or whatever, they can, like a vacant warehouse, they can make like 20 rooms out of it, put 20 rooms or so in it. It has upstairs and downstairs, be like 30, 40 rooms, and we can each pitch in and pay like maybe $50, $60 a month, and won't have to worry about being out here on the street. We can take a shower, we can charge our cell phones up, we can go to the pawn shop and get like a little TV, we can watch the news and keep up with the weather and what's going on around us, and once we are able to get another spot, then we can pass it on to another homeless person that didn't have enough room to put everybody in there. But as we're getting transitioned to get back to society, then the next group of homeless people will have somewhere to stay and shower and everything. The same way people that helped us, we can pass it on and help someone else.
No, that makes a lot of sense, and especially because we have a lot of money in this country as far as we able to help other countries that may need assistance, and we send them large amounts of money. And I believe that we could use some of that money to help us and to make this program you're talking about work to where it will be beneficial to everybody. And that's why I think, in the government we have very smart people that know how to take ideas and make them a reality. And that sounds like something that could be looked at and with the right type of funding could work, because we do have people out here, and it's just like what my young man just said, that we have people out here that has not taken a shower in such a long time, and that something as small as that means a lot to people. We take it for granted.
It's
those
not
of us
small.
It's such a big deal.
It's not small.
Yes, sir. Tell us about it. A lot of things that we take for granted by not being homeless, and we don't understand. And that's why on this channel I want the reality of homelessness told to people so they can understand. Being in a warm house, taking a shower,
running water, electricity, heat, air conditioning, entertainment, like TVs, social media. A lot of us out here don't have phones. A lot of us do, but 9 times out of 10, like he was saying, this stuff gets stolen pretty quick out here. Parts of everyday life, literally, being able to get up and not have to look around and wonder where your wallet is, or look around and wonder where your food went.
Or where I'm gonna
morning.
sleep.
Yeah.
Where am I gonna fucking sleep? Sorry.
No.
There've been a couple times I've woken up and my shoes were taken off my feet while I was sleeping.
Or that blanket's taken off of me while I've been asleep.
It's all shit that you don't have to worry about
My
whenever
socks, my soap,
you're
my
safe behind the
bags, my
walls of your
clothes.
house.
Yeah.
Well, things that we don't even have to worry about and don't even concern ourselves with. And just as something as small as that, laying down your belongings, knowing it's going to be there when you get back, knowing you can come into a house that has some heat.
I think people keep stealing stuff because there's so many people without.
Yeah.
Some people are just greedy.
Yeah, some people are just greedy too, but I mean, like, there's some people.
They come out. Yeah, they come out and give. Hygiene packs sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had 3 home hygiene packs stolen. Not even hours, like hours after it was given to me at the light, and I come back to the light to try to, see what else people are gonna hand out. And when I go back, they ransack my stuff and they take what they want, and I'm like, man, this is gotta stop. This is
Not having to
homeless
carry
people stealing
everything
from
you
other
own.
homeless people. I mean, I don't want to have to carry all my stuff. You know,
Yeah.
I have, you know, so much. And I have a shopping cart, but you know, if I do that, then they'll steal my spot where I sleep at. So
Yeah.
that, you know, I'm like, golly, I'm down if I do and down if I don't. So I just take what I can, what's light, like my backpack and my handbag. I leave the other because they took everything out of it, so there's nothing else to steal.
Yeah.
That's why it's still there when I come back. Once it gets filled up again, then they'll go back to ramming again. And that hurts. That's one of the reasons why you can't take a shower or either go to McDonald's or the racetrack and take a wash off, because they steal all your hygiene.
Well, you know, I'm glad you're giving us this insight on what's going on and how it is living, being homeless, because the world should know this. It shouldn't be hid. You know, it's not glamorous. You know, everybody should know. Everybody should know, because homelessness touches just about everybody. So we shouldn't forget about our loved ones. And I must again thank y'all for letting me come talk to y'all and letting us inside of what's going on with the homeless life, because I know y'all are very proud people. But
Yeah, I'm not proud to be here.
no, sir. And you know, and that's why we should do whatever we can to help. You know, those of us that can help. And I ask that whatever you can do, you do it. And you know, and I want everybody to continue to subscribe to my channel and to continue to try to find your homeless loved one. And if you are willing to forgive them, please do it. But if not, do something nice for the homeless people. Whenever you leave home, put something in your card for a homeless person, no matter what it is. Go ahead, sir.
Becca, Dev, if y'all are watching this, please come and get my ass. Please. Pardon my language, but please come and get me. Somebody stole everything I have. My phone, bag, everything. And I don't have your numbers written down somewhere. Please come and get me. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Anything you would like to say, ma'am?
Treat others how you want to be treated. Try to think about if you were that person sitting outside McDonald's asking if they can get a coffee.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Just if you can, when you can, when you're able to, can you please help all us homeless people? Please. Thank God and God bless y'all.